Guys, welcome to my channel. So the reason why you see my hands, we are decluttering today, and we're going to start off with the eyeshadow palettes. But before I get started, if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're oldie but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy and I love makeup, and that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. And eyeshadow is really my jam, which you're really about to see right now. So you're going to see my collection thus far, and we're going to do a small declutter. So don't expect me to declutter everything, but some stuff does have to go. And I did do this according to brand, so it was just kind of easy for me to lay out everything according to brand. So we're going to start off with Pat McGrath, Mother Pat. And no, I'm not decluttering any of my Pat McGrath. Like, come on, y'all. Come for real. All right. First up, we have Mothership 1. Here she is right here. And this is just a stunning cool tone palette. And this blue shade, oh my gosh. I did recently wear this and I was like, oh my gosh, I missed it so much. I hadn't used it in a while. Next up, we have Mothership 2. This is Sublime. So the first three palettes released actually in 2017 with her initial launch of her big Mothership palettes. And here we go right here. Beautiful Blitz Emerald shade. This is actually pretty neutral. We have this repeat shade in Mothership 7, but without, you know, these four, it looks pretty neutral, but this is a gorgeous palette. Next up, we have Mothership 3. This also released along with the other two palettes, and this is Subversive. This palette is super gorgeous, super unique. This was actually my first Mothership palette, and this shade Gigabyte and Blitz Amethyst, gorgeous. I mean, the whole palette is really, really pretty. One of my favorites. Next up, we have her first holiday. This was Mothership 4 Decadence, released at 2017, beginning 2018. And I was able to get it on initial launch. And it is gorgeous. No special shimmer shades, but these satin metallics, really foil. They're so beautiful. Really special formula. I love this formula so much. Not to mention they work so well in the crease. This is just the most gorgeous palette ever. Mothership 5. This came out in 2018, and I think everybody kind of like lost their mind when this particular palette came out, because look how gorgeous it is. Oh my gosh. And Blitz Flame, amazing. This palette to me has some of the most beautiful special shades ever, and I really like Extreme Aubergine. This shade right here is not my favorite, neither is this one. It's just the texture, but overall this palette is absolutely stunning. Next, we have Mothership 6. This is Midnight Sun. This palette released, I want to say, in 2019. Yeah, 2019. And it is really gorgeous. This one is pretty earthy. You get some really neutral, earthy looks by just kind of covering up these four special shades. But I really do enjoy this little pop of purple. It is such a gorgeous palette. Mothership 7, this was like a surprise release. This released actually in 2019 also, not too long after she had given us Midnight Sun. So gorgeous, one of her probably best-selling palettes to date because it's so simple. You can get a lot of use out of it, and because these palettes cost a lot of money, you want to get a lot of use. We have Mothership 8, and this released in 2020, and I was fortunate enough to get the rose gold mirror packaging, and oh my gosh, one of my favorite Motherships ever. I find like this is so everyday for me. I love it so much. And next up, Mothership 9. No, I'm kidding. I am kidding. All right, next up we have some of the mini Mothership palettes. These are the abbreviated ones. This one is Subversive after like number 3. This is La Vie en Rose, one of my favorite palettes as well. Really, really gorgeous color scheme. This Purple Rain is to die for. Like one of the best purple satin mattes I've ever tried. Next up, we have Mothership Sublime. This is after Mothership 2. This released in, these two actually released, I want to say in 2018. Yes, there was a third one, the Platinum Bronze. I'm a little salty that I did not get it. And now I'm like, oh, I wish I had it. But this one is really gorgeous. Like just a great bronzy gold palette. If I don't know what to do, I'm putting this on. Like if I just don't know what type of makeup I'm going for, yeah, I'm throwing this on. This is another mini Mothership right here. This is the Rose Decadence. This released in 2020 after Mothership 8. here she is, really gorgeous. I enjoy this shade, which is Peach Dusk. And I really enjoy, what is this? I think Hedonistic Rose, these two mattes. And I love this shade. It's a really beautiful palette. Next up, we have the Star Wars collection. I was fortunate to get my hands on this. So this is the Mothership. This is the Galactic Gold. Can't ever remember the names. So here she is, gorgeous. I love these tones. I'm so glad you can get them now in the Mothership Mega because I absolutely love this palette. Another palette that I love the tones in, and this one is the Mothership. This is Dark Galaxy. And beautiful, beautiful fiery red purple tones. Gorgeous as well. And these tones you can also get in the Mothership Mega as well. This one right here is Mothership Sublime. This was the Lunar New Year for 2019. And this is Golden Opulence. I love this packaging. It is so bomb, so silky. You would think this glitter would be rough, but it's not. This is what she looks like. It's just really a basic everyday palette. I would say the tones are pretty. They're not like the most thrilling, but the packaging is really nice to look at. Yeah, more mini Mothership palettes. There was a third one to this called Metamorphosis. These released in the holiday. These were holiday 2018. And they are really beautiful. This one is a Mothership Sublime. And this one, Subliminal, excuse me. And this one is Dark Star. And kind of gave birth to probably Interstellar Icons. I can't get anything open. Because you have this shade Interstellar right here. I can't get the card out. That's the only problem with these. Okay, there you go. So you have Interstellar right here. And these shades, what is this? Metropolis, Deep Space. Oh my God, this is such a yummy palette. And we have, this is Bronze Temptation. This is a Sublime palette. And you have some gorgeous tones in here. And this palette gave us the shade Corruption. This is gorgeous. You can find this also in Mothership Mega, which was also a part, I want to say, of Galactic Gold. I just showed you beautiful tones in here. This color right here is beautiful. This is another duochrome. This palette is just absolutely stunning. We have her first set of quads. These were the quads from 2019 Christmas. So we have the Blitz Astro Quad, this one right here. This is Iconic Illumination, gorgeous burgundy gold tones. Then we have the quad in Ritualistic Rose. There's so many rose quads. I'm like, what's going on? It's like bronze and rose. So many. So this is Ritualistic Rose. This is beautiful as well. And then one of my favorite quads, we have Nocturnal Nirvana, because look at the shades. Look at the purple, look at the green, look at the aquamarine. This is so, so pretty. This is one of the quads from 2020 holiday. I only picked up one. There were two more, and this is Interstellar Icon. So this blue is not the same that was in the Dark Star, but kind of probably got the name from it. And this palette is really pretty. This one is beautiful as well. All these three. This one is a repeat. Can be found in Decadence. And I have two more. So right here, this is Eye Ecstasy kit. It came with a mascara and a glitter, or yeah, like a chroma crystal. This is really, really pretty. New shades, really quick on the go palette. Same great formula. Last but not least, we have, this is part of the holiday 2020 release. This is Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity. It is gorgeous. So like I just said before, we have the 6 Mothership shades from Dark Galaxy, and then we have Galactic Gold, and these 6 shades in the middle are new. So that is Miss Pat McGrath. Next up, we have my Kaleidos palettes right here. These palettes are so much fun. This one right here is Lunar Lavender. This is Futurism number 6. And this color, absolutely gorgeous. Like, so pretty. Just stunning. Like, the shimmers, they nail it every time. Then we have Futurism 3. This is the Astro Pink. Gorgeous as well. Really fun palette. Futurism green, sci-fi green. This is the Futurism 1. Oh, gorgeous. I love this so much. So good. This is a brand you should definitely try. And look at the packaging. Like, oh my gosh. This is Futurism number 7, Shasimi City. Look, this is beautiful. This shade, gorgeous. This shade, gorgeous. This shade reminds me of like a Pat McGrath shade, no lie. And I don't know where my card went for this particular palette. That's the only thing about the inserts. Then I have 2 palettes from Sydney Grace. I have Enduring Love, one of my favorite palettes of the year. This is the deep one. So really beautiful palette, cool tone, pops of some warm tones, beautiful formula. You should guys really try Sydney Grace. Then I have the Tiny Marvels. This is a collaboration with Mel Thompson. Gorgeous, one of the best palettes also of the year. This shade, Firebutts, is amazing. Now, I don't really like these 2 tones especially. I'm more keen to this side on of the palette, but I think it's really beautiful and the formula is great and the artwork is gorgeous. Next up, I have my Huda Beauty palettes. This is the Khaki Haze. This one is good. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. I don't know how good it is, but I'm still playing with it, so I do like it. I like the color story, but I'm still trying to figure out what I really feel about this palette. I have Huda Nude Rich. This was really great, really beautiful. This is Desert Dusk. Oh my gosh, when this palette came out, everything. And this Blood Moon and Turkish Delight, that's what like started my love for these type of tones. It's so, so pretty. I haven't used this in a while, but I need to like use it. Naughty Nudes. Like, I just got this year. Well, I mean, it just came out this year. I just got it this year. But this shade, I'm like, who is she? I don't even know her. But the rest of the palette is really, really gorgeous. And I mean, it is just so beautiful. Like, you have so many matte options where you can get more neutral, you can get a little bit more burnt orange, and you can definitely really go in with your deep burgundy, or you'll keep it a little bit softer, browns, plenty of shimmer options. This shade Passion, oh, it's to die for. Then I have the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. I just got this. So that's what I meant to say. I just got this one day after Christmas. It had kind of been on my wish list. I haven't even used it yet. Look how gorgeous this is. It is so, so pretty. Kara really got me to get this palette because she just kept talking about how gorgeous this is. So I can't wait to try it out. Okay, so now we have some palettes for a couple different brands. This one is the Uoma palette. This palette is really special to me. This is my first palette in PR. Amy Loves Makeup sent this to me. It was a collaboration that she had with Amy Hart's Makeup. Amy Hart's Makeup did some not so great things to Amy, so they have kind of like parted ways, but the palette was gorgeous. This was her creation. Uoma was after her mother, I believe. And really fun blue, purple, pink palette. Really, really gorgeous. I have the Blush Tribe palette. This one, Blush Tribe is no longer Blush Tribe. They are Eyeshadow Beauty. But this palette is like all the rage. Hasina 2. Look at it. Greens and purples with a pop of blue. And I really enjoy these particular greens right in this section. So I think I'm definitely keeping these. And then I have this palette by Blush Tribe as well. This is the Sonia Zareen palette. And it's really gorgeous. It has some really deep neutral tones, murky jewel tones. Like, I need to use this more. The quality is really good. But like I said, this brand is no longer available now that Eyeshadow Beauty. I haven't tried their new brand, but this is really beautiful. Then I have some Ace Beauty palettes. So I have the Oceanic palette. This palette is gorgeous. Look at it. Look at it. So pretty. And I think this is when they, like this palette, the Flare palette, is when they improved the formula. So these are kind of, this is really pretty too. And then I have the Ace Beauty Paradise Fallen. And this was in a series of 4. So this one I got to work for me. But I think at this point I'm going to declutter this one. I'm going to let this one go. So then I have 2 of my Give Me Glow palettes. So as much as I should declutter this, I'm not, because I don't know. Like, I wanted this to be so much better than it was, but it just wasn't. But I'm going to keep this. I like this shade. This shade is not good at all. This shade is pretty with a glitter glue. And this shade is pretty as well. This one's okay. And this gray matte and milk and cookies. But, so I have the Summer Vibes palette. At this point, I don't know. Like, it's just one of those things. So these shimmers are so much better. The problem is they put so much mica in them to make them really foiled, and I think that's the issue because it just doesn't translate the same on the eyes, unfortunately. But I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna fool with them a little bit. We'll see. Keep them as a point of reference. All right, I got my Melt palettes. This is absolutely staying. This is the Recently Deceased palette. Look how gorgeous. Yes, you guys have definitely seen this on my channel. Such a fun collection. This is the other palette, the Waiting Room. And the film reels for the little inserts are bomb. So that is this palette right here. Love it. Hold this baby right here, $4.20. It should have been good, but it just wasn't, so we're gonna let her go. And this palette, oh my gosh, like, I know some people in my life who would probably, like, they wouldn't kill to get it, but you know. You know. Like, especially the Morphe. So here's Morphe. Gorgeous color story, really pretty. And then here's the other side of the palette where it's bright and murky. At first I was only going to get this side, but then when I saw them together, I was like, it's just no way I can get one without the other. Really pretty, more vibrant side of the Sugar Skull. They killed it with this, and they killed it with Beetlejuice. And then we have the Rust palette. This is a really gorgeous palette as well. Murky's, you know, just rustic glam, basically what it's called. Beautiful. And this one was really good too. She's in Parties. So it's a really beautiful burgundy kind of lavender tone palette. All right, next up we have some ABH in the house. So we have Riviera. This is what she looks like. I'm kind of on the fence about Riviera, so we'll figure it out in a second. And then I have Norvina. This is really, really gorgeous. Like, these shimmers are just so beautiful. Just so, so beautiful. And I really like this shade Soul also. Then we have Soft Glam. I don't use this a lot, but like, when I do use it, I really do enjoy it. I know people are like, oh my God, I love it. But I do enjoy it. Jackie Aina palette. Oh, this thing is gorgeous. And I'm like, no matter who I see this palette on, it doesn't look bad on anybody. And I've done people's makeup with it. It looks great. The only shade I don't really care for is Dollars. I don't know. It's just something about, I think, the texture of this particular shade. And then we have Subculture. So I decluttered this palette one time when I got the original. All hell broke out loose about this palette. And then I decided to repurchase this palette again because I missed it in my collection. So this is the second version where it's supposed to be like an eyeshadow palette. That's my little air quotes. So, you know, I have used it again on my channel. So I do really like this color story. This color story is super unique. Then we have the Norvina palette. This one I think was the third one, the second one. I don't really like this palette. The only palette shade I like is this one, A3. And I'm just like, And then this one. And I'm like, no, I'm not keeping it for that. So it's got to go. So I think we declutter about. Okay, so these are the Morphe palettes I have. So this one is the Make and Bank palette. It's a really pretty green palette, but the formula is just okay because it's Morphe. I'm sorry. So I don't want it anymore. So I'm going to declutter that. And then I have this one. This one is actually really pretty. This is the Make and Bank. No, this is the Boss Move palette. Like a Morphe palette without like 50 billion browns. Like what? But as much as I want to keep it, I don't use it. And it's really because of the formula. So I'm just going to I'm gonna let it go. And now that I have so many greens in my collection, I'm okay with that. Then we have the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is volume 2. So I'm just like, yeah, nah. So I'm gonna let this one go as well. Let's see. Then I have some other palettes right here. This is Juvia. This is the Skinny Dip palette. Like, I don't use this, but then every time I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Especially like these 3 tones right here. Like, just absolutely gorgeous. And it's so beautiful. So I am going to keep it. One day I'll use it. I promise. I have used it like maybe once, but this one is the Too Faced. What is this? Razzle Dazzle. It's... Oh, and it still smells like a Razzle Dazzle palette. These shades are really beautiful. I really like this shade. I get confused about what the names are. I think it's Razzle because I think they have them on the back opposite. But this is really gorgeous. And this is good quality by Too Faced. I had another, oh, let me pull up my other Too Faced palettes. I got separated. Alright, so then I have Life's a Festival palette. Like, this palette has some really pretty dual chrome shades. Like, this part of the palette is really gorgeous, but I just don't use it. So I feel like I should just get rid of it. But now I'm sitting here looking at it like, this shade is beautiful. Okay, maybe this one might survive. I'm going to put it with the Riviera in a maybe. And then this one is the Chocolate Gold. I really enjoy this one. And let's see, can I get it open? It's really, really beautiful. Some great jewel tones, some like little pops of purple, pops of green. It's really, really pretty. I do enjoy this palette. I haven't used it in a while, but it's really pretty. Then I have this Makeup Geek palette. This is the Peach Bellini. And I really enjoy this. I think this was kind of like an edited down of the Sweet Peach for me. And I got rid of my Too Faced Sweet Peach. I did like it, but then after a while I wasn't, you know, impressed with it anymore. But I did really enjoy this palette. I haven't used it in a while, but it's really nice. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna hang on to it. This one I should really declutter, but like the artwork, it just won't let me. Like, it survives every declutter. Do you see this artwork? This is from Huda Beauty. This is the Black Magic Allure palette. The color scheme is everything, but it's the performance is so-so. These look nice with a glitter glue. The mattes are on the little thinner side. I think they said like the Carnival palette that they had out this year was better, but I don't know. It survives every time. And it's still surviving this declutter, like, oh my gosh. Now, I had the other 2 that came out with this, but I returned them. Because I was like, by the time I used this, I was like, it's not that great. Now, this brand really surprised me. This is Sigma. I never tried out their eyeshadow formula, but it is bomb. And look at this color story. It is really great. I have enjoyed using this palette. This palette is new to me. I just got it this year. It's the Feral palette by Menagerie Cosmetics. Look at this. And like the pack, it's heavy. It's a big boy. Like, it's nice weight. And this is what it looks like. I do plan on doing something with this, like, you know, make a wish list with this palette. I just haven't had a chance, but it's so pretty. These 2 palettes are new to me. They're from Nomad Cosmetics. This one is the Marrakesh. Look at this. Oh, doesn't it just make you want to go to Marrakesh? Look at it, so pretty. So I can't wait to try these out. This is the Berlin Underground. I just received these. I purchased these right after Christmas. They had a sale. And this is so pretty and grungy. I can't wait. All right, my Colored Rain. So this one is Berry Rust. I do have the other 2 mini palettes, but I depotted them. This one I did not, but it's really cute. This shadow I kind of messed up. I don't know what happened. I got hard pan in it, but it's a really beautiful palette. We have the Colored Rain Safari Rain. Like, oh gosh, this is going nowhere. Love it. So much beautiful, like one of their most coveted palettes. Like, it came back a little bit this year. I got this with the initial launch, but like they said now it will make like some appearances every once in a while. So you'll have to like keep checking to make sure you can get this palette. We have the Power palette with Colored Rain. This is gorgeous. Also, just a beautiful purple berry palette. Done so well. Performed so well. Look at this shade. Like, amazing. I just love it. We have Cheers to the Beauty. I think this palette didn't get like the recognition it deserved, but it's really gorgeous. This was a holiday palette for them, and then they have a highlighter right here. But these shades right in here, oh my God, so beautiful. Black Butterfly is gorgeous. That green, I mean, it's a really gorgeous palette. Some of these shades right here, they remind me of the shades that are in that Francation palette by Dose of Colors. So that's why I never got that, because I just couldn't justify it with having this one. Then we have the OG. This is the Queen of Hearts. And this is like probably what made them blow up. Like, this palette is gorgeous. A staple palette. Like, so pretty. So I really wanted this one to be better, but it just wasn't. But the only reason I'm hanging on to it is because of this shimmer right here, Lemon Wheatgrass and Blueberry Burst. This, the Strut or the Sweet Ruby, whatever, this one's okay. But these two right here, yeah. And this matte is just alright, and it's a shame because it's like the deepest matte. So, not their best look. Then we have some BH Cosmetics. I have the Avocado Toast. This one is absolutely gorgeous. It performs so well. Super affordable. I really, really enjoy this. Same with Blueberry Muffin, Blue, Cool Tone, pops of blue, lots of neutrals at the same time without overpowering the blue. Really, really pretty. We have Bubblegum. I just got these, so with the restock, really beautiful. I plan on doing something with this. And then I have Pistachio. And I've used this once. I wore it on Christmas, and oh my gosh, it was everything. Oh, I couldn't. Next up, I have these three little cutie palettes from Nabla. So this is the platinum one. And I was really impressed by the quality. This is my first time trying Nabla. Then this one is the Wildberry. Didn't need this one, but so attracted to the color story, and it's really nice. And then we have Metropolitan, really cute also. The performance on these were really great. Then I have two palettes by Hank and Henry. Have yet to try them out. This one is the Poison palette. Like, look at this color story. Like, oh, I can't. So I really need to give this a whirl. Then I have the Teddy palette by Hank and Henry. And this is kind of like a dark, grungy brown tone palette. Really pretty as well, but haven't had a chance to use it. I have these Violet Voss palettes right here. So this is Matte Vibes. And like, I kind of regretted buying this. It wasn't bad, but in the grand scheme of things, I kind of regretted buying this. So I think I'm gonna let this one go. This one is my favorite from them. I have it's the Hashtag palette. It's so, like, these coppery tones in here are so good, so pretty. So I'm gonna hang on to this one. Maybe I'll use that tomorrow. Then I have the Flamingo palette, and like when this released, everybody was so excited because it was just so many warm tones, and this is like pastel-y. I don't have a lot of shades like this, so I'm gonna hang on to this. See, this palette is by Viseart. I have two little Viseart palettes. This one is Dark Edit, and I was really blown away by the quality of this palette. It is gorgeous. Really enjoyed this. Then I have the Big Sister, and this is the Dark Matte 04. Really impressed. I love it. I have this palette by Mented Cosmetics. So this really wasn't my jam. It's nice quality, but it's just not for me. So I'm gonna let it go. We have this Pretty Poison palette. This is when Bad Habit actually did their own palette, their first own palette. So it wasn't a dupe, actually. So I think I'm gonna let this one go because now that I have Lila in my collection, I think I can live without it. And it was not a dupe for Lila because they actually did a dupe for Lila. So I'm gonna let this one go. These next couple palettes, I'm like, yeah, I'm letting them go. Then I have the Huda Beauty Saffron palette. This was really gorgeous. The quality is good, but I just have so much like this. So I think I can let this one go. And I have this. This is the Revolution palette. This one was the Iconic Division. I really wanted this when I had decluttered Subculture. Before I could find another one, I wanted again. So I'm going to let this one go. And then I have this palette by the Beauty Crop. I was so intrigued like by these greens, but then I don't know, I swatched it and I just wasn't impressed. I know that doesn't mean anything. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should give it a whirl. I don't know. I haven't swatched anything, but this shade is actually really pretty. Now I'm like, Let's see what this one looks like. That one is like, nah. That's a deep shade. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. This palette is the Zion palette. This is by Hipdot. And it's actually really pretty. The quality wasn't bad on this. Oh, it stands up. Who knew? So this is what it looks like. Purples, berries, you know, my usual suspects. But I'm gonna hang on to it. Yeah, the Dominique Cosmetics. This is, what was it? The berries and cream. It was pretty. It served a purpose. And now I think it's kind of like time to let it go. Next up, we have Natasha Denona. So this one is the Cranberry palette. I like it. I've used it a couple of times. I picked this up on a sale like kind of maybe a year after this came out. But I did enjoy this. But yeah, because I actually just got this last year. So I do like it. Not last year. Okay. Last year as in 2019. Last year, since we're at the top of 2021 and you keep thinking like, oh, last year. Then we have the Bronze palette. And so beautiful. You know I love this. We have the Love palette. Really pretty pinks and purplies. Not, I wouldn't say it's her best work, but this one is good. And we have the Glam. I love this palette a lot. It's really beautiful. Really great cool tone palette. This is the first palette that she came out and this will set up. And this is the Sunrise. And whoo, it's really pretty. Like, and I was actually really impressed with some of these lighter shimmers. They look really gorgeous. This was my first Natasha Denona palette. This is the Gold palette. And oh my God, like this half of the palette, like, whoo, Jesus. That don't make no sense. Then one of my other favorites, Metropolis. I don't know why I want to say Metropolitan. I think I got that Nabla Cutie palette in my head. Really pretty. These shades are so beautiful. Only problem with this palette, I feel like, because there's so many creamy mattes that you can tell. So that's because they're cream, so it's not hard pan if you're wondering. But it's like your brushes are filthy after using this bad boy. Like filthy. I have the Lila. I just got this this past year. And I had it on my list, so I think it's really gorgeous. That's why I'm not going to keep. Right, so like I said, the Lila, and that's why I'm going to get rid of the Pretty Poison palette, because I have this one. Then we have the Trio Chrome palette. That was the holiday for 2020. Really pretty. These mattes are really nice. They're, you know, kind of pastel in nature, but they show up, so I appreciate that. Oh, the Purple Blue palette. Big 28. I got this as a Christmas present when it went on super sale. So I'm really excited to play with this. I have a couple more palettes right here. So this is the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes. I just got this day after Christmas. I really like it. It's a nice neutral palette and it does show up well, and the formula is really nice on it as well. And then I have the Blushing Berries by Dose of Colors. Like, I don't use this as much as I should, but I think I want to hang on to it. She's not bothering anybody. I have Makeup by Mario. This is a quad. This is the Rosy Glam quad. This is a really nice quad. I mean, you get like a couple of good looks from it, but I like it. And I have this Tom Ford quad. And this is 24 Photosynthesis. If I can get it open. There we go. And I think this color story is really, really pretty. Alright, so I have these two by Fenty. These were the Snap Shadows. This is before, like, I think she reformulated. And so this is like deep neutrals, and then this one is Cadet. Really pretty color schemes, but it's a shame. She's not really known for her shadows. So then we have Urban Decay. And then I have some more to pull out. So this is the Electric palette. I'm keeping this for nostalgia reasons. It's really gorgeous. Look at this. Oh my gosh. They tried to redo it this year, but that was disastrous. Then we have the Moon Dust palette. This is really gorgeous. Look at these shades. Oh my gosh. Really, really pretty. Like, what is this? Lithium. Like, look. I know I haven't swatched much stuff, but really pretty. Really pretty toppers. Then I have Born to Run. This is such a solid palette. I wish like Urban Decay would do more stuff like this. You get so much use out of it. I mean, it's neutral, it's grungy. You could I take it with me all the time traveling. I get so much use out of this palette. It's really, really pretty. And I just love like the hard casing of it. I have some of the Naked palettes. So I have Naked Heat. And these I like don't really use a lot, but I just kind of keep it from nostalgia. But this is the Heat. I think I can get rid of her. I enjoyed her while I had her, but I think I can live without Heat. And that one is not so much nostalgia for me. Then I have the Urban Decay Smoky. So this is what she looks like. And I've gotten some good use out of this palette. Not as much as maybe Heat or Naked 3. This is Naked 3. They have a shade in here called Trick. This one is the most beautiful rose gold. This palette from like here on, here on. These were like just too light for me. Then I have the Naked 2. I really love this. This shade YDK. So gorgeous. Gorgeous taupe. I think you can get that one as a single. Here on was like my jam. Because you know sometimes it just gets too light. And then we have the original. This is the palette of all palettes. This is the palettes that started off palettes. And I was going to declutter it, but then they said they were going to discontinue it. So I was like, I got to hold on to it for like nostalgia. So I don't know what happened with Half Baked. Don't know. But, you know, it's not a big deal. I don't use it anymore. So I've gotten some good looks out of it. It's really, really neutral. Not really my jam. I think Supreme News is more like an updated version of this palette at this point. So that is my Urban Decay. Okay, we are almost there. We are with the last two brands. So we have Juvia's Place. So this one is the Afrique palette. I think this is really, really beautiful. This shade and this shade are my favorites. And this one. But really stunning. This one is like one of my favorites out of the collection, the Saharan. I just get great looks out of it. It's grungy, it's jewel tone. You can get some softer pink looks by just using these shades. I really love that pop, bright, orangey, red matte. I really enjoy this palette. This was the OG. This is the Nubian. This is their very first palette and my very first palette from Juvia's Place. I love this. I mean, it is just such a great go-to palette. We have the Nubian Coral. And this is amazing as well. As you can see, I love this shade. It has a little dip in it. You see the dip, you see it, you see it. And I mean, this is, I feel like their quality started getting better with this one. It was already good quality, but the quality really increased with this. We have some of their mini palettes. This is the La Mer Repulsa palette. I haven't had a chance to use it. It just came because I purchased it kind of late. I purchased it when the lipsticks came out, so I can't wait to use this one. And then we have the Berries. This one is so good. Like, oh my God. These two shimmer shades are amazing. This one has some little bit of a dual chrome action. So bomb. Then we have the Nubian Royal, Nubian Glow. This was like holiday of 2020. I really like these grungy yellow or gold tones. Really cute. And I like this matte in here. You don't usually find mattes that color. Then we have the Royal, very pretty purples in here. This tone, especially in that blurple, really catches my eye. And then we have the Violets. This is pretty as well, but I like the Berries better that came out with this. And then we have the Queen palette. This is with Fumi. And I like this one, but I don't really use it. But I got it really more to support her. We have some OGs. This is the Magic by Juvia's Place. Really stunning. The shades at the bottom, like these shimmer shades. This one, Faso. Oh, so unique. So pretty. These shades are like really unique. All of this, really, really pretty. Then we have the Masquerade. I think this was like their third palette. And so pretty. Really pretty jewel tones at the top. Pops of color. I mean, you could just get so many looks out of this palette. I really do enjoy it. Then we have the Nomad. Oh, love this. And I kind of like when they do more cohesive within the 9 pans. So these two shades, this little side of the palette, really, really great. Then we have the Tribe. You know, I love this palette. One of my favorites ever. I think this might be like almost discontinued. I don't know why though. Then these two shades are like duochromes. So good. The Saharan. This is beautiful as well. Just really, really beautiful, rich tones. This is inspired by Marrakesh also. Let's say. And then we have the Wahala palettes. This is Wahala 1. Oh, so pretty. Just such a joy to work with these shades. So, so pretty. And you would think like this would be one of my favorite shades, but I'm really here for like this section of the palette and this shade. It's really, really nice. Then we have the Wahala 2. Also in love. We have the shade Fake. Super duochrome. Beautiful, beautiful tones in this palette. ColourPop. It's the last one, so let's go. We have some really pretty palettes. We have the Brown Sugar palette. Like, I don't use this like I should, but this is with Karuchi. Really pretty brown tones in here. I think about using this all the time, but never get around to using it. I'm out of space over here, so I'm going to put it right here. We have Smoke Show. Really pretty. I wanted this one to come out so bad. And I have like the new name is called Blowing Smoke. But so good. Like just so good. I was so ready for a monochromatic palette in browns and grays, excuse me. Then we have Blue Moon. Really pretty. Get some really pretty blue tones in here. And this one is really unique as well. Like that middle shade. It's My Pleasure. I used to really like these little plastic containers. Now I'm like, because it looks like it's all wearing off and they all look kind of funky. But this little baby right here is gorgeous. I mean, just gorgeous. Okay, next up we have ColourPop with the Makeup Shayla, Proceed with Caution. So this is really pretty. I really like this shade, but I don't know why this shade is popping up. But I think I'm going to let this one go. Yeah. I have the Main Squeeze palette. Really one of my favorites. Also, this is why I didn't get the BH Cherry on Top from the Sweet Shop, because I had this one and I really do enjoy it. This one, this gold has a red flip to it. Oh, I can't. So, so pretty. It's My Luck. It's really pretty as well. Grungy. You got mint, bright pop, grungy, deep shades. It's really good. Then we have Honey, and this palette is just okay, but I keep it for these two shades right here. So I really like them. This one, they're grungier golds, and it made me not buy the Urban Decay Honey palette too, because I was like, that shade, that was like basically my favorite shade. Then we have Baroque and Grandeur. So see what I mean, like the 9-pan palettes when it's there in the cardboard. I was like, I think they're better. This one's going nowhere. I absolutely love this palette. And then we have Grandeur. It's really pretty as well. So I like that. Let's see. We have the All That palette. I wish I hadn't purchased it. So I'm going to declutter it. We have the So Jaded palette by Kathleen Lights and ColourPop, and this is a really nice palette. I did like 3 looks with this palette and never even edited it, and then it just got too late, so I never went up on my channel. But I enjoyed this palette, and I really like the bottom 2 rows and then roll up in here. It's in this shade also. Some really nice shades in here. We have the Make Up Your Mind palette. This one is just like some thrown together shades. I think they let the public pick, and it survives every declutter, but I don't think it's going to survive this one, so I'm going to let that one go. Then we have the Sweet Talk palette. So I think I'm going to let this one go also. It's really pretty, but I'm like, I think I can do without it. I have the Making Mauves, and this one, I was like, why? The shimmers are pretty, but I don't even think I want to keep it for the shimmers, do I? I don't think so. Ooh, dang, that one's pretty. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm going to let it go. I have Makeup Shayla Perception. This one, I love this one. I feel like the quality really started to improve with this one, so I will keep it. Unfortunately, I did crack my mirror on this one. I have the Cute AF, where this is really the Yes Please palette. And this is their first press palette. I don't use it a lot, but I feel like I want to keep it for nostalgia purposes. Like, yeah, I have their first palette. This one is Sweet Nothings. This one is kind of like a darker Norvina vibe to me. I really like this. These mattes get so deep so quick. It's really pretty. I have California Love right here, and I think this is beautiful. More brown neutrals to my collection because, you know, I really don't have a lot of brown palettes. And then we have Butter Me Up. And this is really cute also. You know, I like these berry tones. And it has a nice little pop of silver. This palette I really enjoy. I wasn't going to get it, but I really enjoy it. Like, how was I not going to get this? Y'all know this is my color scheme. I enjoy this palette so much. This shimmer, that shimmer. Oh, these mattes in here. All of these mattes are great. So I really enjoy it. And then this is a Super Shock. It's so pretty. You have one press glitter, but I really love that. This palette, like, you could not pry it from me. Good Sport. Oh, I love this palette. It is so great. I just really love it. It's one of their best palettes they've ever had. I feel like this, Baroque, maybe the whatever. It may be like one more. Perception. Like some of the best palettes. Sauvalier. This is a collab with Becky G. It's really, really cute. Like, look how cute it is. I can't. I love this. I need to use all of these. I'm going to put these in the rotation. And then we have the She Femme Rosa. This is gorgeous as well. Like, just really pretty lavenders and reds. I really enjoy this. This is the Rendezvous palette. This one came straight to, like, Ulta, I want to say. So this one is kind of similar to Sauvalier, but like, they're different at the same time. But then, like, this coppery whatever orange it is, that is bomb. Like, but they both have like a pop of blue and a lot of pinks. This is when pop of blue palettes were really popular. All right, now we have All I See Is Magic. This was a holiday palette from a couple years ago. I think it's really cute. Yeah, like this one right here is super beautiful. I don't use it a lot, but I do enjoy it. So let's see, we have 2 in the maybes. So we have the Riviera and Life's a Festival. So here, I think I can live without Riviera. So she's gonna go. And then Life's a Festival. I don't think, girl, I don't know. Like, this palette be messing me up. Like, look at this shade. Yeah, like, I know my hands are a little dirty, but this green, like, girl, you might have survived this declutter. So, yeah, I'm going to let you live to see another day. We'll see. I have really enjoyed using this palette, but it's just like, I don't know, when you have so many sometimes. But that's my fault why I have so many. But, all right, so let's see. All right, y'all, so 23 palettes I have decluttered. And I will put on the screen how many we had in total. So we had 23 declutters. So it's not a lot, but it's enough. And it does actually make a difference in storage. Like, and then you just have palettes you're not using. It makes a difference. So let me know down in the comments how you like this video. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because you know I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. And chair dance, chair dance, it's a modified chair dance. Chair dance, chair dance. Chair dance, chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.